Good morning. Thank you, Senator Johnson, Senator Agard, Senator Taylor, Representative Andraca, for joining me in this legislative effort. And I would be remiss if I didn't give a special thank you to our Attorney General Josh Kaul for supporting safer communities across our state. Day after day, families in Wisconsin lose loved ones to the gun violence epidemic. The lives of our mothers, our sons, our grandsons, our daughters, our grandchildren are ended senselessly. On September 6, 2021, a 63-year-old David L. Neely was gunned down in South Madison at Penn Park in my district over Labor Day weekend. On August the 14th, 2021, a 17-year-old MMSD student was shot to death in my district near the UW-Madison campus. On August 10th, 2021, 30-year-old Ryan Cook was shot multiple times in my district on Madison's southwest side. On September 3rd, nearly a month later, he died of his gunshot injuries. On July 5th, 2021, over the 4th of July weekend, 23-year-old Kashawn Q. Davis Williams was gunned down at the BP gas station in my district. These shootings are impacting our parks, our gas stations, our sidewalks, our students. Gun violence continues to impact our communities that I respect, and I cannot, and I will not, stand by the lives of my neighbors that are being lost and my constituents. These tragedies are only increasing in Madison. In fact, in 2020, Madison saw 250 incidences of gun violence, killing more than the 218 and 219 combined tragedies. Of these victims, there was an 11-year-old, Anissa Scott. On August 11th of 2020, Anissa was shot in a car that she was riding in. I marched with her family, and we demanded change. A full year later, gun violence still plagues our community. Inaction is an injustice, not only to the victims, but to their families and to the people that we represent. And we cannot, and we must not, ignore how gun violence disproportionately impacts Black communities. While Black residents only make up 7% of Madison's population, Black people were 55% of the victims in gun assaults over the past 5 years. The shootings in our communities are not just articles in the paper. They are lives. They are lives that have been lost. They are families that are forever changed, and their hearts will never be healed. But it does not have to be this way. Why? Because we are right here in the state of Wisconsin at the state legislature, where we can make the change that is so needed. Gun violence is not inevitable. With proactive legislation, we can curb the senseless violence and create a safer community for our children and for our families. As former President Barack Obama said at the Sandy Hook shooting in Newton, Connecticut, if there is even one step we can take to save another child or another parent or another town from the grief that have been visited in Tucson and Aurora and Oak Creek and Newton and communities from Columbine to Blacksburg before that, then surely we have an obligation to try. Mandating universal background check will keep firearms out of the hands of dangerous people, making our communities safer for everyone. This common sense legislation will prevent shootings before they occur, when equally representing the rights of those who are responsible gun owners. Marquette University Law School found that 81% of Wisconsin residents support background checks, including 78% of gun-owning households. Even further, states that we go beyond federal law to mandate criminal background checks for unlicensed gun sales see as much as a 10% decrease in homicides. Thank you again for all those that have attended today. Together we can end gun violence epidemic and make Wisconsin a safer place for everyone. As the late Justice Thurgood Marshall once said, and I quote, "The process of democracy is one of change. Our laws are not frozen into immutable form. They are constantly in the process of revision in response to the needs of a changing society." Thank you, and it is my honor to introduce Senator Lena Taylor.